Hello, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Keisha James here with three phenomenal women. I've got April Jackson, I've got Latoya Deal, and I've got Miss Kenisha Nicole. All right, ladies, we're here. Everybody say hey.
Hey.
All right, so a very pivotal month. We're in Women's History Month. What we got to say about that?
I don't even know what to say. It's overwhelming, I tell you that thing. Because actually with Women's History Month, a lot is expected.
Yeah. Of
women. But it's no more than we've normally done, but we push it. We push ourselves to do a lot more. Women's History Month is just like it's a awesome month for us all. And I think we deserve that.
I want to give you your props because you get 2 months back to back. We celebrated you last month for Black History Month and now for Women's History Month.
Yes.
You go, girl.
Love it. I enjoyed it. I mean, it overwhelmed me, for real. To have the NAACP, Wycombe County NAACP, to honor me for Black History.
Well, you deserve it.
And then somebody else honored my father. So I put on Facebook a duo, mother and father, a father and daughter duo. That's where I get everything from him, basically, and God.
I know that's right.
But
your heavenly Father and your earthly Father.
Yes, and then I did in March, we did Women's History Month, and I was one of the first to proclaim that for the City Council. And then we have Angela Blake, we're doing by the tenure, basically. And then we're honoring people in our community who have been working and have never really been recognized for anything. So and there are a lot of older ladies that we're doing this year, next year, planning on. If God grants and God gives me grace to be here, we're going to do a lot of younger women next year because a lot of younger women are working hard, very hard.
Amen.
Very hard, and you have to give them credit too for what they do.
Well, thank you for all that you do, sis.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to Kenisha now. What's up?
Hey. So, Women's History Month, I'm just grateful to be a part of women's history. Everything that I'm doing right now, I also realize that I am a first generation on both sides of my family to be a candidate for running for an elected position. So that was amazing. And I'm like, yay, like even for my boys to have 2 sons and be a woman doing these things and being in the face of, I didn't realize that. I did, but I didn't realize how the little girls were actually looking at me. So actually, when they asked me certain questions, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? It's like, I guess I am a part of women's history. You know what I mean? Like,
you're
doing
making an impact on others.
And I didn't, because I don't look at it that way, because that's not me. I'm just doing what I love and who I am.
You being you.
Yeah, I don't know any other way. I tell people that all the time. And I hear certain things about myself as I'm doing this for, as a candidate. And it's just like, this is just who I am. And this is the woman that I am.
So, who is your influence?
I would definitely say my influence would be myself. I'm a firm believer in loving myself. My influence is myself because of everything that I've been through in life, my health, my life situations, and I look up to myself. I look up to everything that I've been through and every trial and struggle and everything that I've done is just, it's me. It's got me where I am today.
Good answer. Latoya.
Hey. Okay, so women's history for me, I'm going to say I believe that women's history should be every month.
Amen to that. Because we work hard, honey.
Not only do we work hard, for those of us that believe in Christ and stuff like that, we pray hard, we cover people.
Amen.
We have children, and we're the closest at death when we're having a child, and then we nurture them and we nurture other children, and then we go into businesses and organizations.
Indeed.
Like for me, I own a business, 2 of them, and I have nonprofits, now 2 of them, and I also write books. But all of that comes with all of the other stuff too. So for me, women's history is always every month because women, we got to push past what everybody else do. A man is expected to do certain things, but the woman, you carry it all. Like you're carrying the weight of so many on your shoulders, and it's not always recognized. Just like me being a nurse, I go in jobs that I've had to fight for income that a man would get easily, but I can do the job better, or I'm more qualified to work in it, but because he's a man, he automatically got a different rate. So I feel like Women's History Month should be every month, but since we're here, I'm just happy to be a part of Women's History.
I make it every month.
I know that's right.
And I like to thank Kevin Lindsay, because Kevin Lindsay had myself and the city council come to elaborate on Women's History Month for his Young Men Thriving. And it was very exciting, and the only two that showed up, Sharon had a prior engagement, Melissa in District 2, Councilwoman Holland, District 2 appeared. She came up and she did a very good job, which she's a very good person anyway. And then myself, and it was an awesome little thing in talking to young men. Women coming from a mother's standpoint and coming from, I'm not going to, a shero's standpoint, because we're now considered as sheroes because we're doing the work and we're getting dirty. We're down in the muck getting dirty with it, and that's what it takes to become that kind of woman. Everybody can be a female, but everybody can't be every woman can't be, every female can't be a woman.
That's
well,
right.
The way I look at it is at trying to be like a Proverbs 31 woman. She works with her hands, she does everything. So I applaud each and every one of y'all at this table.
We applaud
Thank
you
you.
too.
Right back at you.
Amen. So what's up with Pemberton?
I don't really know much. I've heard. No one has actually contacted me, but I've given advice to persons who have contacted me what to do, because from what I'm understanding, they're trying to borrow people who are not barred.
They are barring them, and they're arresting them.
Yeah.
And my son happened to be one of them.
But in order to arrest them, they have to be barred legally.
But they're not barred legally.
And are there any no trespassing signs on that establishment? Because I remember when we did it over at the Village of Mitchell Pond, they told us we had to have no trespassing signs, and we had to go through the system, the court system, to have these people barred. So is that not happening? Because if that's not happening, it's against the law.
Tell us what's going on, if you don't mind.
Comico County has a new thing. They just use the word trespassing for everything. Literally, in 1 month, they stopped my son 4 times and said he was trespassing. Everywhere he went, he was trespassing. Everywhere he went while black, he was trespassing. And I said what I said because that's what I mean. That's the truth of the matter. He had to FaceTime me one time, and I got asked questions, and then they miraculously let him go. It's a new tactic to harass young men, and that's just what it is. Because even like you said about being barred, if I don't know I'm barred and I'm not supposed to be somewhere, how do I know not to come to the property?
Right.
Because a letter should be sent to the address.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it has to go through the judicial system, because you have to I'm telling you, I went through this with Village of Mitchell Pond. You have to contact, the court has to get your information. The management has to get your information, and the letter should be sent to you, rectifying and notifying you that you have been barred off the property. And if none of that's been done, that's...
It's verbal conversation. They're saying that if the security guard tells you at that moment that you're barred and you have to leave, then you have to leave and get so-called barred. But if you had no knowledge that you were barred and now you're getting arrested for this trespassing and you didn't even know that you were barred. But, I think a lot of it is just because we don't know our rights fully.
For real.
So a lot of people go with the flow of everything without knowing. Because when that situation happened at Pemberton, I don't know why. I done taught my son this 100 times. He should have picked up his phone, because I would have got my lawyer on the phone real quick. Because a lot of times when they do that and I know it ain't right, I say, give me a minute. I'm going to call the lawyer. And when I call the lawyer, miraculously, they'll go on about their business, and so do my son.
And I don't know how much that law has changed within the last 7 years, because I've not heard anything about it, but I do know that it has to go through the court, and the court has to send a letter verifying that they are barred from the property. And I know people who have gotten those letters saying they were barred.
Having to do that, being assistant property manager, so I know what you're saying is correct.
What they're saying now, though, if it's a sign up and they're saying you're trespassing, then you're trespassing if you don't live there.
Well, that could be anybody. I could be trespassing.
Well,
that's what they're
so
saying.
how do you be a visitor?
That's what they're saying. If it's a sign up and you don't get somebody to come to court and I know because I went through this with my son, come to court and testify that you are at their house, then it's trespassing. If the sign is, and while Salisbury Police Department is good for it, I done been in the courtroom
So where
twice.
can we go? Like, where could, I mean, for all that, can we go to the park now? What?
If
That doesn't make sense to me.
The only way you can control people's company if they're visiting is to actually see them do something to violate. Okay? I don't see where these violations are coming in when they're not following the judicial system. They're not following protocol. I don't care who it is, Salisbury City Police, Wycomico County. When has the law changed? Somebody called me and tell me when the law has changed, because the last I remembered, you had to go the management gets in touch with the police. I heard the police said, we can't bar them. You have to go through the court system. Okay? I heard this with my own ears. They have to go through the court system. A letter has to be sent to the address of these people. You have to verify them. We were taking pictures at one time. Pemberton was taking pictures at one time. So I'm lost for words, because I really don't know how this is being misconstrued to where you see a person, you say you're barred. Do you have evidence that this is the person that you're barred? Do you have a name? Have you asked for ID to verify this is the person that's barred? And why are these people being barred?
And from what I understand, this is only going on at Pemberton right now?
Because I've not heard it, and I can tell you, a lot of those kids are being barred off the property, and they're fluctuating over to Village at Mitchell Pond now. Okay, and it's not that I want them barred, but I want them to be decent. I want them to be decent. If you can come over there, you need to go into your friends' establishment, your homes and stuff. Stop hanging around outside, because that's more calls for the police to come and start picking. Because someone pick. I'm not going to lie. I've seen them pick. I've been right outside when the jump out boys, they call them, came and picked on these guys. And I'm sitting right there, and they asked them for ID. I said, well, do you know who I am? They said, no. I said, well, you didn't ask me for ID.
Wow.
You didn't ask me for ID.
So, yeah. Is it because he's a young black male?
Because it's a stereotype. Because if you come to my development where I live at and they're standing outside of my house, there's nobody going to bother them. Why? Because I live in a nice development. But if you go to Pemberton or Waterside, because it's Pemberton or Waterside and they're standing out there, then I got to see who you're there for or why you're there. Ain't nobody stopping in front of my house asking them why they're there.
Well,
And you would think they would because of the area.
But what you have to realize, too, those are your son and his friends, right? Most of those people don't live there, is what I'm saying. They don't live at Village at Mitchell Pond. Some of them don't even live at Pemberton, okay?
Right.
So, I'm not saying it's right, but to be hanging out is what I find sometimes is a problem. That's where the problem comes in, when they're just hanging out, and a lot of times they're destroying stuff. Now, I can say that because I've seen it. They're out smoking weed. They're doing a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't be doing, because, first of all, we're on a non-smoking resident. We're a non-smoking resident. We're federally funded. The federal government doesn't want you smoking on their property or smoking marijuana. It's not legal with the federal government. So you're smoking weed, you're smoking on the property, there's no smoking, and as soon as you say something to one of the kids, they got something smart to say, I mean, the disrespect is what I don't like, but what I'm trying to say about the barred part of it, if they have somebody's house and they're visiting, not unless that resident is right there with you, then that's something different. But if you're just out there conjugating, I don't like that the police messes with you, but sometimes it's a cause, because you're out there getting...
what are you doing?
Yeah, you're out there getting high half the time, you know what I'm saying? Drinking and everything else. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Drinking, to me, is not... it's a law against drinking in a public place. You can't walk with an open container. You understand what I'm saying? So I can... When it comes to certain situations, because I'm older... and I want to be respected, and I want where I live at to be respected. I don't know what happened at Pemberton. I don't know. But I do know, in order to bar somebody, that security, he's not police.
Right.
He's just security. He should have got in touch with management, and he should have got their names, an address. Can I have your name and address? Not that they're going to give it to them anyway. You know, I mean, and who's
But
to say?
you have to take the proper steps.
Yeah, you do.
You can't just say, "Hey, you're barred from here." Get it?
But
Why?
it's a lot of proper
Why?
steps missing in Salisbury.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of proper steps, and then they wonder why youth don't want to talk to the police. They don't want nothing to do. If I know that I can walk across the empty yard, an empty house, and you follow me and my friends and harass us, and then say we trespassed part an empty house that no one called on, that you just seen and decided, oh, now I'm trespassing, you gonna follow me. Why would I respect you? Why would I want to talk to you? You know, a lot of people talk around things, and yes, the youth, their mouths is terrible most of the time. But I also seen footage, cameras of cops antagonizing children, cussing at
You're
them,
not lying.
and making them say things because that's what they do. And guess what they said? Not only that, I don't care, because when you go to court, I'm gonna win.
And another thing too, when you're coming at our black men are definitely coming back to you, because it's like a pride thing. You know, I mean, they're not going to just sit there and let you say anything to them. I'm a female, and I'm not going to let you say anything to me. You're not going to just come out your mouth sideways with me because I'm coming back sideways. But these young men, first of all, there's been a lot of stigma with police and black men simply because our black man has not been respected for some time now. And I don't care about arresting them, but be respectful when arresting them. Don't do something to them that you wouldn't even do to your own family. You wouldn't want nobody to do to your own family. Now, yes, right, they have a right to ask you what they're being arrested for. They have a right to ask you, what am I doing? I didn't do anything. And you have the right to explain to them.
But they don't.
But they always don't do it. I mean, not all the time do they do it. So I can understand how some of the black young men feel. I do. I really do. I don't think it's right, but it's not right on both sides. But if you're coming, like I said, if you're coming for me being disrespectful, then I can't. I'm not gonna sit there and slow down and say, "Oh no, I can't say anything," because my mouth is loose as a goose. So I'm gonna say what I got to say. But
It sounds like to me that as vice chair of the Truth Committee, we need to know your rights of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. For me, it goes back to Bible. In any place of authority, you have to humble yourself. You can't go over here expecting respect. You have to give it. It works both ways.
yes, it does.
So that's how I see
And
it.
we had know your rights.
There's your truth right
We've had
there.
a few know your rights, but
We just need more, and we actually
what we-
need to make sure they show up.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We can say and sit here and say everything, and I'm just listening because I'm a person to observe, so I know how to move, and I'm a person of solutions. So I'm just listening. That's why I'm not saying nothing, because I'm listening to everything, and it feels like, and as a person of solutions, we need to know your rights. But now, being that we need to know your rights, we need them to show up. We cannot keep complaining and not show up.
and we need to have partial and impartial policing. We had it before. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. And the police are there, but like you said, Latoya, they don't want to be around the police. And I'm gonna tell you, you probably won't like what I'm gonna say, but sometimes it's because the ones that don't want to be around them are the ones that's having the problems. You understand what I'm
No,
saying?
I totally
even
get
wanna
that.
be
I
around
totally get, because I see that when I'm dealing with the youth. Like, they don't, the ones who, my poor babies, the ones that want to do things that they know they're not supposed to be, they give that little, oh, I don't know if I want to be over here, because you know you're going to be corrected. But if you know you're doing wrong, it's okay for us to step in. I feel like that's where your village comes in. And I feel like the village is to know your rights. The people like us, we need to step up more and let them know, hey, like when we're doing things like this, like you telling your son, hey, you know what, they're going to have to know your rights. You and your friends need to come. Like everything you're going through, y'all need to come. Maybe if you already know them, we need everybody to come. Tell more people to come.
Well, you need
know
to
what I mean?
do it
Things of
without
that.
having the police.
No, I'm not saying have.
No, I'm just saying you need to do
we need
that.
to be comfortable.
So they can be comfortable. I remember I don't know if you remember, Latoya, I had an event, and it was stand up, speak out. And I wouldn't let news media in there. I wouldn't let the police. I wouldn't let anybody in there.
It could be twisted.
And the kids, when they wrote things that they were concerned about in their homes, their schools, their neighborhood, they didn't have to put their names. They just put an index card, and they wrote what they wanted. We took the index cards and shuffled them up, and we read it. And the kids started talking. But like I told the news media, they were like, "You're not gonna let? No, I'm not letting you in because some of this stuff these kids are gonna say could."
It's about them feeling safe. So the kids don't feel safe to be around certain things.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for something to say something about what's going on in your home, you go home and then you retaliate against. Yes.
Reprimanded for it,
Then you're in the street and you're being retaliated. You're in school and you're being picked on, bullied on, and stuff like that. You know, I would never do that to these kids. I have enough respect for these young people to not put them in that kind of situation. And I think that's what we should be doing right now, doing another stand-up, speak out.
We should do something, whether it's know your rights, we need to do something. We can all come together and do that for these kids.
And that stuff is fine too, but I think that the police department need to learn de-escalation.
Yeah.
They need to learn how to talk to people, and they need to learn how to approach. They need to learn how to stop stereotyping.
And I think that's what's going on. They bully, and it's not cool.
And that's the problem, because I don't trust them around my own children. So why would my children trust them? If I have to tell my sons, my 5 black sons, that every time they go in the house and come in contact with any cop, to get me on the FaceTime. And every time they have not, and they fail to do that, they either end up getting locked up and the charges get dropped because it's bogus half the time, or they sit up there and make them do an illegal search that they would have never did if I was on that FaceTime.
Wow.
And that's where I feel like that the solution based. So I know we can't make the police departments do certain things. We can suggest it. But I feel like we as a community need to get to our community to make sure they know what can and cannot be done and how you should and shouldn't act, so we can help solve those issues. So when those things do happen, we know how to do it social media wise, when to call their parents, like you're saying, things of that nature. So we know, hey, because I have 2 black sons, because I got 2 black
in which
sons
they are able to speak.
But I think we as a society and a community have let it go. We have dropped the ball. We have dropped the ball on our kids and have dropped the ball on the police department. We really have, and I just think that we need to beef up ourselves to do the right thing by our kids, because I have grandsons and great-grandsons and a son. And I don't want my grandsons, my great-grandson, or my son to have to go through this. And I have to be scared to get a phone call that they've killed my son. Because I can remember one time they got my grandson. He was wrong. Wrong is 2 left shoes. He got on the ground, put his hand behind his back. One of the officers came all the way from the side and put his knee in his neck. Now, mind you, my grandson wasn't big at all. I had to go completely off. I mean, I went completely off. And then the officer said something smart. One of the officers I knew, he said, man, don't do that. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. You know, but that's one out of a bunch. Yeah. You know, he said, don't do that. Don't do it. So he called me to the side. He said, Grandmama, are you mad with me? I said, no, I'm not mad with you. I'm mad with him. And I'm mad with him because if he'd have listened to me, he wouldn't have been in this predicament. Now he's got to pay the piper, is what I say. So I don't uphold wrongdoing in no kind of way. I don't care who it is.
Me either.
I don't care. Wrong, that's right. I don't uphold nobody when they're wrong. My kids will tell you. I will get with them in a minute, but this is what we have to do. We have to get together and circumvent something together to help our young men. Not only just our young men, our women too.
Because these girls are off the chart.
Right. I mean, it's a different generation. So
yes, it is, and it's so sad that our young ladies are going amok and they're fighting more than the men are. Now the men have put down their swords, and now the women are
being the men.
Yes, I'm like, good God,
my Lord.
Every time I look at Facebook and look at a video, it's women. I'm like, what the world?
No.
But we have to do something.
We can come together as a community to do this, because I feel like you're saying, like if in order to get to the law enforcement officers. If we know what we're doing and what to combat and when to take things certain places, how to take it to the court system, how to take it to the next step, if we keep doing things like that, when, like you said, what's wrong is wrong, what's right is right.
And
So
we
when
as
you do those
adults,
things-
we can actually sit down with the officer, the police department, and tell them what we're seeing and how we feel. Because they called me to see a video. I said, I'm not coming up there. I'm just not coming up there. I'm not coming. I said, because y'all gonna make me see what y'all want me to see.
But then we talk about them recording over videos.
Right.
I'm just gonna be.
I'm not
quiet.
coming.
And
You know,
that's another reason why I say we need more of us.
I
to
see
step
what
up.
I see.
So like you're saying, like as a mom, you sound like you're more active in that. We don't have as many
Parents.
that are active. So when the things happen, they don't have parents like you that it's happening to.
And they know that.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if we need to show up,
And a lot of them,
more-
they already know.
They know that. I've heard
And a lot of them already
like
know.
say mock a boy about his mother and things, and it was
Nobody
on the
cares
camera.
about. Nobody cares
I
about
got
you.
to tape it.
Nobody cares about you. This is what they say to them, and it's true. And especially them jump out boys, they say all kinds of stuff, and it just tears
Listen.
my nerves up. For
Oh
real.
my word. Well, I hate to change the subject, but
Yes.
you mentioned legacy. I want you to go ahead and speak of that really quick because I know David wants to come in here.
Okay. So Legacy Transitional Living is my new nonprofit, but it's also I have a couple of different houses. Hopefully one will be coming up in Salisbury real soon, but one I'm working on is open. It's called the Safe Haven. It's for women and children. That location is in Dover, but I do have a property that I'm eyeing down here in Salisbury that will also be for women and children.
Okay.
Great.
And we are going to provide different services like life skills, cooking, counseling, devotional, because I believe in that, budgeting, credit repair. We have a couple people now that's in our program that is doing the home buyer, prepping for that so that when they
Cool.
leave us in 2 years that they'll be able to buy their own house. So, yeah, it's just
So how would I become a volunteer if I chose to do that?
on the website. We have a website and it's on there. You can call me. You can hit the website, the Facebook page.
Can you go ahead and say that so my husband can put it up later?
What, the website?
The website, yes.
Okay, so the website right now is on my business page, which is www.elevationhealthcaresolutions.com. But the Facebook page is Legacy Transitional Living. So if you just DM on there too, you can also get the information. That's what most
Okay.
people do. And Instagram is Legacy Transitional Living as well.
That's great. That's great.
Amen.
Proud of you. Proud
That
of
is
you.
good. Do it, girl.
Proud of you, proud of you, proud. I am. I'm very proud. Seeing where this young lady has come from to where she is right now,
That's
my
what's
heart
up.
good. Yes,
Now.
does my heart good because it was a struggle for her at one time, trying to just map her way to get where she wanted to go, and she's getting there.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, she's got there.
gotten there.
She's got
I know that's right. Making her
am
own
there.
place in women's
Yeah,
history.
that's right.
Yes.
Kenisha, catch us up on the campaign trail real quick.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I didn't expect certain things,
Yeah.
but I'm here. I'm not stopping. I'm boots on the ground, still doing what I've been doing. A lot of people I've heard say things like, I'm doing this because I'm running, but I'm always like, you truly don't know me because I've been doing this for years. This just gives me a bigger platform to keep doing what I love to do for children, youth, families. It's just gives me a bigger platform to be a voice for the people. It's been fun.
Well, we appreciate you. We're going to continue to follow you.
Thank you.
Big sis, tell us what's going on as president.
Presidency is really good for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the role. It's like I say, I'll tell you a million times, it doesn't define who I am.
Right.
It does not define me. But I'm trying to work together with everyone. Not been accomplished so far yet, but working on it. I won't give up. I will not give up on that, because
Keep going.
we have to be together as one to make the city progress.
Yep.
And that's all. My fight is that. But I also want to tell you before I get off of here that I'm looking for people to sponsor young men and women for the Zay Flowers summer camp, football camp. And I've gotten 2 donations so far, and it's for 2 kids. And I was thinking about taking maybe 4, but I think I want to take more than that. And what we're going to do is have a raffle. Have the people put their children's name in. I'll write it down, send it back to them, let them know, and put them in. And we're going to inspire one to pull the name, so nobody thinks that April picked anybody's name. We're going where we can have it recorded and do it the right way, because that's how I am. I'm very fair with stuff like that. I will never cheat, because I didn't like it when I was cheated. Because I've been cheated before. So what I'm going to do is just do that. But we're looking for Denise carry at least 6 kids on this trip, and it's from 9 to 1 p.m. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's in Baltimore.
Okay.
And it's $110.30 per child. And I'm trying to hurry up and get this
What
money.
does the money do?
I'm trying to get it as quick as I can, because I don't want the spots to fill up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want the spots to fill
So
up.
if
And
I want to donate, how do I go about that?
You'll send it to my Cash App, or you'll write a check to Salisbury Advisory Council on Youth Activities. If you send it via Cash App, that's $ mother and 2 sons. So that's $ mother, AND, the number 2, sons, SONS. I'm just looking for help. I think these kids need to see something different, need to be exposed to different things, see that there's another side to this coin,
Indeed.
and have a great experience. And I think seeing Zayflower, I'm going to be excited. I'm mad because I can't see my cousin Lamar. I don't know if he'll be there or not. But but
I want to go.
I know, but I want to.
I'm just but this is what I'm going to find out, if the parents can come. Now they said the ages are 6 to 16. I don't think I'm ready to take 6-year-olds right now. I think I could take them from probably 11 up, because I know me. And 6-year-old, they're kind of unmanageable.
You don't have the patience.
Yeah, not right now.
Okay.
No, I used to have the patience.
It's
but
okay. I get it.
I want the older kids.
Yeah.
And I honestly, and then next year, if we see how this goes, then maybe we can take the younger kids next year. But they want girls, young ladies, and young men. So if there's any young lady out here that is interested, I'm gonna start taking names next week, next Monday. Put your name in the basket, and but I'm just waiting for donations. I need at least 6 more donations for the full amount to take these kids, and hope they have the best experience ever in their life, and then come back and have something to tell the next kid. The kid, man, I went here and I saw Zay Flower. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. That's exciting for kids. It's exciting for me. For real.
I'm excited. Totally.
I might get out on the field and play. I might give $110.30 just to get out on the field and play. No, it's like.
Latoya, you have something to add?
No, I got you for 4 of the kids, though.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
I should say my husband and I can tell him when I get home, but I got you for 4.
You gonna tell him? And can I do that? Do I have the power to do that? Well, I thank y'all for listening on this episode of Bridging the Gap. We'll be back.
I like to move it, jumped off the porch, now I'm just cool as cool. I had to change my mood and
No, he let me be me. He know.
That's right.
I do a lot behind the scenes that people don't even know about.
Yeah,
He just let me be me.
Well, I mean, it's best.
Support is good in either way.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm just
Overwhelmed at the moment.
Yeah.
really.
Yep.
Because
So
these
you
kids,
say you got
this-
6, right? And you got
I got 2 already.
2. See.
But you said you wanted to take 6.
Yeah, 6.
So now you have
You
6.
have 6.
Oh, okay.
So now you got
Okay.
6.
Look at God.
Yes, that's why I cried.
'Cause now you got
Oh
6.
my
She was only
word.
gonna take 4, but now she added 2, so she wanted to take
And I'm
6.
telling you, some kids need this.
They
need it.
different experiences.
I can remember
You didn't have those.
the first time I took kids to track meet. And the kids thought they were going across the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. They didn't even know it was another side. They didn't even know where Baltimore was.
Wow.
And they it was just the best experience ever. These kids got the experience. They got to travel to San Francisco. They got to travel to Canada, Philadelphia, Baltimore. We traveled all across the United States, all 50 states. And because I traveled, my parents always had us going somewhere. A lot of kids probably would have been selfish, but I never was selfish. None of my family was selfish about this. It was just like something that we welcomed into, our lives. And to see kids, when they went across that bridge, I could not believe what some of them were saying.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
I know.
When you provide those small experiences, and I tell my mentees all the time, you never know what somebody else is going through.
No, you don't.
And you got to be grateful for what you have. I know you may not be happy, but what you have
It's going to be
right
life changing for them. I took 30 girls to see Dancing Dolls in Pennsylvania one time.
Oh my God.
And some of them still text me and say that they have never been to anything like that since.
And I took 2 bus trips.
So
one
it's
to
gonna be life-changing for them.
the Smithsonian African American Museum. Then I turned that same day. I think we took them to the Black and Wax. Then the next trip was the following week, and I took them to Reginald F. Lewis Museum and the Native American Indian Museum. And they were amazed. Some of them were astonished then, but just to let these young people see a real football player. See, I met a lot of football. I met Jesse Owens in person at track meet. Jesse Owens used to have a track meet. Jesse Owens, Arco track meet, and we used to go, and we had pictures and stuff with Jesse Owens. So
Saturday was definitely an experience for the boys because I went and there were some girls
I know.
and you could just see the experience that they had.
These kids
just
need to
seeing
go
the different
somewhere.
things and
it's a life-changing experience for these kids because these kids need to see this. They need to be open to stuff like this. And here, we don't, except for a chosen few, get these kids out of Salisbury. It's something better. I'm not saying Salisbury is bad, but it's something bigger than Salisbury.
Absolutely.
I think they just need to see different parts,
Yes.
different places, different
Need
spaces.
to experience
Yes.
different things.
Got
Yes.
to.
Yes,
Got to.
and we are responsible for doing this. And if we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Because
A lot
they
of
don't know
parents
anything.
can't take them anywhere, and they're not going to take a lot of them anywhere. So whose responsibility is it?
That's the village.
It's ours as the disciplines. As disciples for Jesus, being disciplined to
That
do
part.
what God says do. God is, I'm going to tell you something. God is a good God.
Yes, he is. All
He's
the
a good
time.
God, and I will say it, and I will continue to be a disciple for Christ.
Amen. Woo!